Good morning, colleagues. Again, is it good morning or good day? Good day, colleagues. Again, once again, this is your CPD coordinator, Sister Khululwa Mboqoka. I'm the Nurse Intellect Director. Today, we are going to be continuing with CPDs as we have started, and thank you for your engagement. I really appreciate. But why are you so angry? Why are you guys so angry? Why? What did the CPDs do to you? Just a few things that I would like us to look at, colleagues. In the comments section, please be mindful of your language. This page is followed by the most important people in your careers, in your lives. So please be mindful of the language that you use. I know you're not impressed with the fact that change is here and we need to get along and move on with the change and embrace it. But the way you guys are writing your comments at times, it really leaves it's distasteful. Please let us try, and I know you want to send your message across that you're not impressed and you're not happy, but please try and use a language, be diplomatic, be gentle. Even though you're not happy, please be gentle because your employers are here. We don't want you to leave a bad digital footprint for yourselves because eventually someone somewhere will find your comment and it is not going to be nice for your career. I just wanted to send that across. But again, I want to say to you guys, we are live on every Wednesday between 7 and 8. We are going to be live every Wednesday. We are answering questions and answers for your CPD questions and anything else that you want to know regarding your CPDs. Today, we are going to be continuing with from the previous videos. We're going to start with answering your questions. Some of you have been on the live, so their questions have been answered, and other questions are very long. So it's not easy or ideal to answer them in the comments section because then I will have this long feedback that I will need to type. So it is important for you guys to join the lives, write your questions down, and then we engage with them. So the question that has been popping up a lot is the question around the unemployed. So according to the CPD framework, if you're unemployed or you have been employed for less than 6 months, you are going to be exempted. Therefore, you will need to apply for exemption, and then you can be discussed by the regulatory body in their committee if you are eligible for exemption or not. Again, the colleagues abroad have been asking a question around their CPD points. Also, you guys are exempted. As I said before, I don't think it would be ideal for you guys to be doing CPDs both sides because I know other countries are already on CPDs and you guys are expected to do CPDs that are in your countries of residence or of employment. Therefore, you will be exempted. There is a specific form for you guys that you will need to fill and then you apply to the regulatory body for exemption. What was another question that has been popping up a lot? It's around the ENAs and the ENs. The ENAs and the ENs, enrolled nurses and the enrolled nursing auxiliaries, you guys are expected to complete your CPD points. They are also 15 points, but according to the domains that we are supposed to be doing the courses on, you will see that when you look at the grid, your points are more on area of practice than the others, and in order for you to make it to the 15 points because they are grids that you are not supposed to be doing. So please look at the domains and see. I have posted a video as well on the domains. If you don't know, DM. Let me see. Enrolled nurses area of practice is 9 points. What did I do now? Oh, sorry. Enrolled nursing auxiliaries area of practice is 10 points, which then mean on research, you both don't have to do your points so that you can have the 15 points like everybody else. So your area of practice is 9 and 10. Your ethical and legal is 3 and 3. Your leadership and management is 1 and 1. Your teaching, enrolled nurse, you have 2. Auxiliary nurse, you have 1. Your research, 0, 0. You don't do the research as per your scope of practice, but your total points should be 15. Another question that has been coming a lot, it's not a question per se, it's one of your comments that you have been making that you guys are not impressed with the employer because your employers or some of the employers are not really vocal or are not visible in terms of leadership when it comes to the CPD points and the CPD attainment. The employer's role in attaining CPDs is to ensure that they create an enabling environment. So they support you in making sure that your CPDs are attained. That doesn't mandate them in providing you with the platforms. That doesn't mandate them with providing you with the opportunities for CPDs, but they can support you in making sure that those CPDs are attained. So sometimes some of the employers, they do have their healthcare service providers who provide trainings. So those trainings then will need to be accredited, and those healthcare training providers will need to be accredited by South African Nursing Council so that they can then be able to provide the trainings and the facilities which will be in line with the South African Nursing Council's CPD framework. Your employer is also expected to facilitate the CPD compliance, which means they have to remind you in the process of the CPD attainment in that year of your CPD cycle. They don't have to make sure you've done your CPDs. It is your responsibilities. And the role of the CPD provider is to make sure that you are accredited as a CPD provider and make sure that all your courses are aligned with the CPD framework, which means all your courses, the course that you provide should either be on one of the domains. It's either the course is on area of practice, the course covers either ethics and legal, course covers leadership. If your course is a full program course, you can be able to divide your modules according to the domains so that the people that will be taking your course cannot be doing a 6-month course, for an example, and still be expected to do their CPDs. So if they take on your course and it's a long-term course, it can cover all the domains and it can be accredited as such. Another question that has been coming a lot is how does one become a CPD coordinator or how does one become a CPD champion? That is the responsibility of your facility. So your facility will have a CPD coordinator and a CPD champion based on the structure in your facility. I cannot necessarily state the structure. However, the simplest way is that the head of training or clinical department becomes the CPD coordinator, and then the clinical facilitators thereof becomes the CPD champion, or anyone who can be nominated in the unit who is able to teach or able to facilitate the trainings in the hospital or in the facility can be nominated as a CPD champion based on your hospital structure. So you cannot now walk up into your manager's office and say, I want to be a CPD champion. They should have had that structure in place before the CPDs start because it is a structure that is mandated by the regulatory body. So today's episode on its own is going to focus on how are these CPDs points allocated according to the lesson plans. So the CPD framework states that the point allocation is dependent on whether you are an observer, you are an actioner, or you are a developer. So if you are an observer or an attendee of a training, you get 1 point. So you are going to come to my workshop and then you attend the workshop, you get 1 point because you were observing, you were not actioning. So if you are an actioner, this refers to someone who's doing. So if you are doing, like now I'm the presenter, therefore I get 2 points. And then if I'm the developer, like I do develop your curriculums for nursing education establishments or your healthcare establishment or your whoever wants me to develop a curriculum for them. If I develop a policy, I develop something, then I get 3 points because I am the developer. So that is how the point weighting works. So you must also be mindful when you are doing those CPDs courses and you want them to be accredited. You need to be mindful of who will be doing what so that your weighting and your point allocation can be in line. Okay, another thing that is important that you guys have been questioning about is the updates. Why are you not getting updates? I don't know why are you not getting updates. It's either you guys are not updating your communication with the regulatory body, which means your contact details or your email addresses are not up to date. But the regulatory body has been very good recently in terms of sending emails. I'm not sure if there is a criteria of those emails because I do believe that most of the colleagues do not get them. But on the 8th or somewhere around July, we had 2 communications from the regulatory body. One was about the progress of the CPD framework. One was about the healthcare standards practice, which the changes were communicated, and most of you were wondering, why were you not getting these changes communicated to you directly? Okay, now my thing is missing. Where is the circular? Circular phased-in approach here. So the recent circular that came out on the 8th. So is it the 8th month or the 8th? Yeah. I received this somewhere in July. And the subject of the circular says notification of the phased-in approach regarding the implementation of continuation of professional development for nurses and midwives by the South African Nursing Council, now in its 3rd year of implementation. So I want you guys to understand the subject line, phased-in approach regarding the implementation. So it's not a pilot, it's an implementation. It's just that it's in phases. And this communication highlights the progress, and it highlights the people that are going to be participating or the institutions that are going to be participating in the 3rd year of this phase. So the approved stakeholders, National Department of Health, the participants there are all nursing categories, professional nurses, enrolled nurses, and enrolled nursing auxiliaries. Provincial nursing services, directorates, all nursing categories. All public hospitals across 9 provinces, as stated below. Eastern Cape, Free State, Gauteng, KZN, Limpopo, Mpumalanga, Northern Cape, Northwest, Western Cape, Correctional Health Services, South African Military Health Services. Participants there are all categories and all nurse managers, all nursing operation managers. So you guys know your structures in the facilities. So if at any point you are still behind with this update, I suggest you get in touch with the communication and get in touch with your training department so that you can understand what is going on. Primary healthcare clinics. Participants are all categories, all managers, all operational managers. I don't know what ABO AMNS means, but you guys know your categories. So please get in touch with the people that are supposed to be leading the programs with you. Community health clinics, all categories. Sub-district, all categories. Private hospitals groups, these people have got their ducks in a row. Clinics, Life Healthcare, Mediclinic, Netcare, National Health Hospitals, Busamed, and Landmed. All nursing categories should be participating. If somewhere along these private hospitals you are new in the process, you are welcome to get in touch. I can assist in facilitating or in coordinating with you so that you get your accreditation in place. So this phase, usually when they send this communication in July, and then in August you get a letter. In August you get a letter that will guide you on your first meeting with the regulatory body, and then that letter, in that meeting, then you will be told of what is expected of you. You will be guided on how to submit. You will be guided on the documents that are required for your submission. but you develop your own courses, then you submit them according to the domains. So my part in my role in there is to assist you guys in developing those lessons or those courses and aligning them according to the CPD framework, and then I can help you submit for accreditation. This process is very easy, but it's quite tricky. So it doesn't need you to just bang your head around. You just need to do your courses, align them, submit them. If they are not approved at the first time, you will be guided on why are they not approved. Then you do those corrections and then you correct. Nursing education institutions, you know yourselves, all lecturers are participants. All 23 universities, all lecturers are participants. Forum of University Nursing Deans, National Office Bearers, Nursing Associates, Denosa, ANSA, NEHAU, NAPSAU, Orspesa, PSA, HEITU, IHAU, National Office Bearers, all nursing categories. Specialty Nursing Association, APSA, which is APPSA, ENSSA, CCSSA, ONSSA, WHASA, all the societies, participants, national office bearers, all nursing categories. So this circular was just meant to update you guys on, sorry, I had to read there because, wow, the thing is long and I cannot just talk about this offhand so that I was able to give you accurate information. The process here is ongoing from the different phases that have passed. So it's nothing new also. You are going to be submitting to the Nursing Council. You're going to be having those meetings with the Nursing Council. You are going to be starting the phased-in approach, and you progress accordingly. So usually by this time, you should have had your first meeting, or towards the end of the month, you should have had your first meeting with the regulatory body. That will be your onboarding meeting where you'll be told what is expected of you. And then moving forward from these people who are participating in this phase, another question that I know is going to come from here that has been popping up a lot is, how do I know I am expected to participate as a professional nurse on the ground? Your operational manager or your nursing manager or whoever is responsible for the phase will let you know. So do not panic. Do not write to the Nursing Council and say you are not participating and whatnot and whatnot. No, you don't have to do that. The process is clear. It will be communicated. The reason this is a phased-in approach is to make sure that you cascade the information down and you cascade the process down so that it is not haphazard and it is done according to the South African Nursing Council's plan. So in the previous years, what they would do then, per district or per province, they would take 2 hospitals in the represented group, and then those 2 hospitals would represent the group, and then they would be the ones that are submitting, and as they progress and then over the cycle, then they would be the ones cascading down. So in a group, you don't all go at once. You nominate 2 representing hospitals per province, and you go according to that process. So this framework, it's so long, guys. It's so long. You need to be patient with yourselves. You need to be patient with me. I am going to be taking you a step further today. We have looked at the CPD framework in terms of the domains. We have looked at the point allocation in terms of the weightings. We have looked at the responsibilities of each. So now we're going to move to the CPD providers. I think I have spoken about the evaluation and the recognition process. So the SANC may recognize each institution based on your application. So you are going to be expected to apply for you to be recognized as a CPD provider You are going to be expected to send your courses across to the regulatory body and align them to the CPD framework, and you're going to then wait for feedback because they are going to look at it, they are going to evaluate it, they're going to send it to the next committee because there is a first phase committee and there is this next phase committee. So those committees will be looking at the criteria. There is a set criteria. Who can be the CPD provider? What qualifies you to be a CPD provider? And what are the resources available for you to be the CPD provider? So those are the parts that are going to allow you to be accredited. So that those requirements also, I think for those that are not nurses, that are not in the healthcare establishment, get in touch with me so that I can help you somewhat prepare so that you know exactly what will be expected of you as compared to starting the preparation when it's time for you to submit and then you're going to be now all over the show. Prepare now. You already have the courses. It's nothing new. You already have the courses that you're offering to the healthcare establishment. Just we need to align them to the framework and then you are ready for submission when they say CPD providers are open to submit. The establishments can be providers, independent nurse practitioners can be providers. Whoever is willing to be a CPD provider, you will be welcome as long as you meet the criteria. The criteria that is set is there to ensure that you are providing what is relevant and what is needed. You're not going to be just providing courses for the sake of providing courses. No, you are going to be vetted according to the courses that you are providing. And again, what is also important, and I want you guys to know, you have been inquiring about the service providers for courses for free. You are more than welcome to use the platform that are providing courses for free. It is not a must that you use service providers that are charging a fee for the courses. However, you need to be mindful of the fact that the CPD providers that are free and are online are going to be able to give you the log sheet, your POE, your declaration form, because those are the things that will be required for that form part of your portfolio of evidence as a nurse who's supposed to acquire the CPD points. So importantly, and I know most of the people have been shouting out to Knowledge Hub. I think it's the most popular platform that is known for free courses. Please make sure that you get that documentation when you do those courses so that your CBO, your portfolio of evidence will be proper. I think that's enough for today.